Now watch what he says here. I'm going to ask the Father, and he's going to give you another helper. So now we're told, let not our hearts be troubled. We're told that it's a path through him. He's the way, he's the path, with the truth, with Torah observance, with that authority, that's the Father's image and intrinsic nature is what we're going to embrace to get all of this, and he's going to give us help. Okay, that's the path we followed so far through chapter 14. Now, what is this help? Well, it's the Holy Ghost. No, it's not. Well, that's just stop that, okay? Listen to what it says here. I'm going to send you another helper to stay with you forever, and we're going to go with Yeshua's words, not Christianity's words or whatever pastor you listen to over the years. The Spirit of the truth. I'm going to help you by giving you access to the Spirit of the intrinsic nature of truth. Seems to me in verse 6 he said he was the truth. And he's going away and he's going to send us his intrinsic nature like he already had the Father's intrinsic nature. So he says, the Spirit of truth, listen now, whom the world is unable to receive, but it does not see him, because it does not see him or know him. But you know him, for he stays with you and shall be in you. This is the key to unlocking everything. This in the next verse. The Spirit of truth is something that you know, and it stays with you and shall be in you. This is something they already are aware of, his disciples. Thomas, if you had known me, you'd have known my Father. He's telling us the same story here. Now, in case that wasn't clear enough that he's talking about himself, he says, the Spirit of truth, my Spirit, the Spirit and truth, whom the world is unable to receive because it does not see him or know him, but you know him, for he stays with you right now and shall be in you later. In case that's confusing, verse 18 says, I shall not leave you orphans. I am coming to you. I think I need a V8. I mean, come on. This is where you get the big duh, you know. So who's the helper that's coming? Yeshua. He says, I'm coming to you. Now, how does he do that? Through the Ruach HaKodesh. There is a third aspect of what the Godhead does. You have the two beings, and you have this thing called the Ruach that they do things through. The means by which. And that's how he can be in you. He says, I shall be in you. The Spirit of truth that's going to be in you, he says, I'm coming to you. I'm coming. Because the Spirit of truth is the Spirit of Yeshua. Yeshua is the truth. How does that dwell in you? With this thing called the Spirit, the Ruach. This is the means by which something can dwell in you, but you don't feel him walking around in you. If you do, seek help. Okay? He says, I'm not going to leave you orphans. I am coming to you. Yet a little while, the world no longer sees me, but you shall see me because I live, and you shall live. Now, of course, he's talking about that he literally will appear to them in the future here. In that day, you shall know that I am in my Father, you in me, and I in you. And by the way, that verse 20 is part of why we have to go to chapter 17 eventually, because he gets very heavy into the Father in me, and you in me, and I in you, and all that stuff, okay? That's heavy in chapter 17. All right, around verse 21, 22, 23, in that range, right? He who possesses my commands, verse 21, and guards them, it is he who loves me. Well, he already said that. If you love me, guard my commands, right? And he who loves me shall be loved by my Father, and I shall love him and manifest myself to him. Now again, this is all in the context of what? Receiving, I will not leave you orphans. I'm going to send my intrinsic nature to you as a helper. I'm not going to change your nature to mine. I'm not going to by fiat wave my hand at you and turn you into a Yeshua-like creature. We are going through a process, which Scripture always talks about, and we talk about transforming and conforming into Yeshua's image. But he gives us a guide, a helper to guide us in that process. And that's his nature. That's the still small voice saying, yes, that's like me, no, that's not. Yes, that's like me, no, that's not. Okay? If you're willing to listen to that voice.